Good Erev Shabbos. In this week's Parsha of Pinchas, we learn about Moshe praying for a successor for the Jewish people. When Moshe learns that his fate will not include going into the land of Israel, he prays for the Jewish people that they should have an appropriate leader. And the language that he says in this week's Parsha, it says, Yifkod Hashem Elokei Haruchos. He opens up the prayer, the tefillah by May Hashem remember the God of all spirits. And Rashi says, why does Moshe address God as the God of all spirits? So Moshe said as follows, Ribbono shel olam, Master of the world. You know better than everybody how different every single human being is from one another. Appoint for them a leader that will be tolerant of each and every person according to their differences. And this really teaches us such an important lesson in terms of leadership, and in terms of not only leadership, but also in terms of interpersonal relationships. And that many times we think about a leader needs to be top down. They're supposed to mold people in a certain way. This is the appropriate derech. This is the appropriate path, and this is the way a person is supposed to lead their lives if they're following an appropriate role model. What we see from Moshe davening for his successor, which ultimately Yeshua was appointed this way, but rather to recognize that people are different. Everybody has a different personality. Everybody has a different nature. Of course, the ultimate goal is to get closer to Hashem, to Torah and mitzvahs, but how people get there is going to be different for every single person. It's inappropriate for a leader to nurture those differences and nurture every single person according to his individual kochas, his individual potential, and his set of strengths. So that's really what Moshe was praying for in a leader, why it's important to look for in our leaders, and not only in terms of our leaders, but also in terms of recognizing all of our interpersonal relationships, to recognize that we can't expect every single person to be like us. There's no one monolithic way to connect to Hashem. People have different personalities, different approaches, and we need to understand that as we all work towards getting closer to Hashem, Torah, and mitzvahs. Wishing everybody a very good Shabbos.